They fired me for their own failures. But what they didn't know? I had documented every single illegal, unsafe, and reckless thing they'd been hiding. So when I made one phone call, their entire family business, built by an Olympian, collapsed. And I got a front row seat to watch it burn. If you've ever dreamed of seeing karma hit back twice as hard, you're going to love this one. Hit subscribe right now, smash that like button, and tell me in the comments, have you ever wanted revenge on a toxic boss? All right, let's dive in. A while back, I landed what I thought was a dream job. Marketing for a fitness equipment liquidator. Not just any business. This one had been founded by a literal Olympic gold medalist. The founder had stepped back after some serious mental health struggles, and his wife had taken over. She didn't really know what she was doing, but hey, she was running things with her kids and somehow keeping it afloat. That should have been my first red flag. This wasn't a business. It was a family bubble with all their drama baked into every corner, but I brushed it off. I wanted the job. Even before I officially started, the CEO, the Olympian's wife, pulled something shady. She tried to cut the recruiter out of their fee by offering me a side deal. Basically, she wanted me to take less on paper so she'd save money, while still dangling a higher salary than I would have had otherwise. Now, most people would have seen that as a warning sign. If she'd cheat a recruiter, why wouldn't she cheat me? But I was in bed, scrolling my phone, and honestly, I wanted the job too badly to rock the boat, so I shrugged. Mistake number 1. When I started, it felt less like walking into a workplace and more like stepping into somebody's living room. The CEO treated me like I was one of her own kids, hugging me, even kissing me on the cheek during good morning meetings. It was like coming downstairs for family breakfast. And at first it was kind of nice. I thought, wow, they really value me. But soon I realized it wasn't family. It was love bombing. Meetings weren't meetings. They were scattered brainstorming sessions where her kids, supposedly operations managers, just threw out random ideas, then bailed when it was time to actually do anything. So guess who was left to handle all the actual marketing? Me, alone. About a month in, everything flipped. The CEO and her daughter cornered me. They wanted to know why sales hadn't skyrocketed, why we weren't growing exponentially. I told them the truth. I've been doing my part, but I can't do this alone. Nobody participates. Nobody follows through. Their response? Blame me. Apparently, I was the reason sales were down. Never mind that I'd been working with zero budget. Never mind that they expected miracles from Instagram posts. Never mind that I had actually improved their entire workflow. They wanted someone to blame. And I was it. Here's the part that stung the most. I wasn't just posting on social media. I automated half their business. I set up Salesforce, integrated Slack, built out Zendesk with a proper ticketing system, automated their point-of-sale system so every tap of a card flowed smoothly to accounting. I took a chaotic mess and made it streamlined. And they still looked me in the face and said, "You're the problem." So I left, but I didn't leave empty-handed. See, while I'd been working there, I couldn't ignore what I was seeing. This wasn't just a messy business. It was dangerous. Exposed wires right where customers walked. ADA violations everywhere. Forklifts being driven with zero certification. Employees literally standing on forklift forks to reach high shelves. No protective gear. Sloppy landlord special. Fixes that made things worse instead of better. Everywhere I looked, it was another OSHA violation, and maybe part of me knew, deep down, that I'd need evidence someday. So I took photos. Lots of them. At first, it was just insurance. A little voice in my head saying, "Save this, just in case." I never thought I'd actually use them, but after they fired me, that voice got a whole lot louder, so I picked up the phone. I called OSHA. I sent them everything. Photos, dates, details. The investigator was clear. This won't be fast. It can take months. But with this level of evidence, they're in trouble. And when I say trouble, I don't mean a slap on the wrist. I mean crippling fines. The kind no small business can survive, and I knew they wouldn't. For months, I kept tabs. I'd check OSHA updates. I'd drive past the warehouse now and then. At first, nothing seemed different. Business as usual. Cars in the lot. Lights on, but then silence. The first time I drove by and saw weeds pushing through the parking lot, I smiled. The next time, the letters on their sign were broken. Windows boarded up. Doors locked, abandoned. Their website? Gone. 404 error. They weren't just fined. They were finished. While all this was happening, I even looped in a realtor friend. I told her, keep an eye on their house. Once those fines hit, they'll want out fast. She didn't get to them in time, but word spread. The house sold. Quick, they packed up and left town. The family that once hugged me like I was their own, gone, and all it took was a few photos and one phone call. When I finally drove by that empty warehouse, grass overgrown, windows boarded up, I felt something I can only describe as balance. They fired me, blamed me, disrespected me. But in the end, their own recklessness destroyed them. All I did was give the truth to the people who needed to see it. Karma handled the rest. So, goodbye, Amy, wherever you and your family ended up. We're even. Here's the thing. Sometimes revenge isn't about doing something extra. It's about letting the truth out and watching gravity do the rest. Because when people build on lies, shortcuts, and greed, they eventually collapse under their own weight. If that story gave you chills, hit like right now, it helps more people find these stories of real-life justice. Don't forget to subscribe for more revenge tales every week. And tell me in the comments what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed. I'll be reading them all.